Video games are a popular extracurricular activity for students at all levels of study. They're an important part of student social life and are an enjoyable activity whether one is playing video games alone or in a group setting. Some of you claim that video games have a negative impact on students' grades, while there are other people who claim that video games have no effect on students' academic performance, regardless of how much they play. Video games have long come under scrutiny for having negative effects on academic performance. Numerous studies take an all or none approach and contrast students who play video games to students who do not play video games. Video games can impact students' academic performance, physical and psychological health, and social behaviors positively and negatively. Firstly, playing video games can negatively affect students' academic performance due to poor time management skills. Academic achievement may be negatively related to the time spent playing video games. Studies have shown that students with high category usage of video games report lower GPAs than students reporting on low category usage of video games. This study was done by Beaver et al. In 2013. Students with higher category usage of video games spend a lot of the time playing video games, often to late hours, causing them to lose sleep. Losing sleep can have large effects on their academic life. Grades rely on the quality of work that is done, and time management influences the quality of performance. Time management skills are really important because time is always limited, and losing sleep because of video games shows that these students are not managing their time appropriately to ensure that they get enough sleep. Students lose sleep. When students lose sleep, they will have trouble focusing in class. This will affect students' grades because they won't be able to catch up to important points that are being taught in the class, and therefore it will affect their examinations as well. Another reason why playing video games would affect students' performance is because it also affects their physical and psychological health. Students who play more violent games are more likely to have increased aggressive thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and decreased prosaically helping. A study done by Anderson et al. In 2010 notes that even studies that report relationship between media, violence, and aggression with low or medium statistical correlation are essential and should not be discounted because much of the population is exposed to some media violence, and total effect across the population could be significant. However, playing video games can also have positive effects because all negative effects are associated with the traits that are present in the game. And if the video games are based on if the video games are based on education and contain no violence, it will result positively towards students. A study done by Vesey in 2000 um, mentions that it is important for parents to be aware of what their children are watching or playing and the results from it. Lastly, I'm going to talk about how video games can affect social behaviors. Many researchers find that students who play video games have low social participation because they're always at home. They will also spend less time in other activities such as doing homework, reading, sports, and interacting with friends and family. Those adolescents were mostly playing games at home, had less social skills. Emadi mentions a study done by Emadi in 1998 mentions that um, social participation of students who were playing video games was low. This can also cause students to become obsessed due to the lack of activity and always stay at home. Low social participation will make students hard to interact with other people. Video games can also confuse them between reality and fantasy. This is because all the skills that they have learned from video games can cause them can be used from video games can be used to communicate and cooperate with other people. To conclude, playing video games can affect students' academic performance in positive and negative ways. These studies show that video games can affect students' academic performance, physical and psychological health, and social behaviors in positive and negative ways. And this also depends on the content of the video games that are playing in. Video games have long come under scrutiny for having negative effects on academic performance. There are a lot of studies who take all or none approach and contrast students who play video games to students who do not play video games. Social participation also affects students that are in high usage category in playing video games. Thank you.